Hello, good evening and welcome to Flux Motorsport TV. You're right, it's that time again. It's just gone 8 o'clock, it's Thursday evening and you're here with Lecky_2000 bringing you the GT1 Championship in what looks to be a very cloudy sky at Indianapolis road course. So this time the guys taking to the Americas and what is a bitterly cold track here at Indy road course. Tyres going to be playing a major part here with the weather conditions today, but a marked improvement on last week from what we saw over at Portimao with all that wet weather and essentially what was an out-and-out wet race. So that's it for our qualifying session. Our fastest on our grid is currently Linga as we've come to expect, followed up by Snell and Bongo, the second Dutchman, in second place, but not a 1-2-3 trio with the Dutch this time round, with Immortalis splitting Snell and Bongo and Jelmer on Martin 65, as you can see him on our grid. Followed up with Blackfile just behind Jelmer in 5th place, and Little God for making up 3rd row on the grid. 7th and 8th, Merlin and Destroyer, or Totenkopf as you can see him here. Just behind that we have Giacomo and Survivor for 9th and 10th spot. Murphy and Jack de Menzes, 2 staff members coming in just behind that with 11th and 12th. Pro Fubby and Dirk Diggler in 13th and 14th, and Green Gaming and TC Thrasher, 2 chaps from across the pond, in 15th and 16th place. So we'll just make our way through to the grid as the guys just make the final adjustments here to their setups. Just make sure they've got the correct tyres, fuel, and all the correct buttons configured on the wheels and whatnot that they need for doing this 45-minute session. Okay, so as the lights come on here, the guys just about to get ready and get underway, and the lights are coming on as they are go, and is that Immortalis just stepping out there, so it looks like a good start from Immortalis. As he does, he gets round Linga Bazinga dropping back to 3rd place, and it looks like we're going 3 wide for 4th as they come into turn 1. Snell and Bongo makes a move down the inside and pushes Immortalis to the outside, but that does mean Immortalis is going to come back for the inside for turn 2. And Linga Bazinga just dropping, slotting in behind that action in turn 3. Jelmer sticking in 4th place, and Blackpile just nipping up there in 5th, getting in front of Little God. Merlin sticking in 7th place, and it's door-to-door action here for 2nd place. Linga Bazinga getting just backing out of that one a little bit to allow Immortalis to come through, as we've got huge action there with Steve just from 6th backward. Both Mercedes, 2 green Mercedes, side by side coming into that corner. That's only going to end badly, I think. And I believe we have had contact there in that corner. So 3 or 4 wide in there, it started. You can see just the entire grid now just starting to pass 1 or 2 drivers. So you can see what that means when 2 of the drivers make contact here. The rest of the grid just starts to pass you. And it looks like Green Gaming, Little God managing to come through there. Merlin just dropping back a little bit and Destroyer dropping back a little. We'll go back over to action with our leaders, and even more action up front. Linga Bazinga getting a little bit squirrely there, just coming through the last chicane section onto the pit straight. All out action in lap 1 as they come across the line. Just going back over to our leaders, Snell and Bongo currently remains in 1st place coming into lap 3. A couple of seconds behind him Immortalis, so the first couple of guys just getting a little bit of a breathing space from the rest of the grid now. Fubby made it up to 4th place, so Fubby making probably the most gain so far out the kerfuffle that came out at the beginning of lap 2. Fubby all the way up to 4th spot. Okay, so just take a look at this trio. So this is a battle for 4th spot that we're watching. Pro Fubby, Little God and Linga Bazinga. Going a bit further down our grid, we've got a battle for 10th place between Dirk Diggler and Murphy. So Dirk Diggler we saw as high up as 2nd place in the in race 1, but he did drop down the order a little bit as we saw his tyres wear out. Dirk Diggler, the only guy from the last race not making a pit stop. So we'll see whether pit stops are in order here as Murphy shoots down the inside and almost loses it on the braking there. Really gets squirrely under the braking drum, but does make that stick. Just behind these two we've got Merlin and Martin, or Jelmer as we tend to call him, battling for 6th spot. Jelmer was putting in the quicker lap times in the previous lap as they come through finished lap 5 here, I believe this is for John and Merlin. And it does look like Total Coffee's putting in slower lap times, but managing to stick it with Jelmer here. And Murphy and Dirt Diggler just behind those, as we see Jack getting squirrely there, so losing a little bit of traction on the Toyota just coming through the last turn. It does look like that last turn, but it's a very difficult turn for that Toyota with the 0 aero on the front of it. Have to get the car balanced just so Jack struggling there with the what looked like overdoing it on the camber, just not able to get the power down there. And Murphy hanging in the back of Dirt Diggler, so Dirt Diggler and Murphy still going for it here. 9th and 10th, Murphy makes a manoeuvre into the same back straight, same corner again, but this time tries it on the outside and see if he can make it stick. And he does indeed, so this time Murphy around the outside, just showing Dirt that he can do it either way, he's not forced, he can swing both ways, as they say. Back over with the battle for what is about 6th place here. And Gemma coming right off the back of Bobby, so Gemma getting really close to these guys now. Not the most consistent drive out here today for Jelmer, but certainly can put a decent lap in when he's pushing. 120 last time around for Jelmer, not quite the 119 that leaders are setting, but not a million miles away off by any standards. So, and a 3-way battle again, all the way into lap 9. So all out action here. And is that Jack going around just in the background? I believe it is. That's Jack on the last turn. That Toyota just over rotating. It comes off that bank section of the oval on there, and we've got contact there from Jelmer. Is that Jelmer and Fubby? I think it could well be. Over to Linger Bazinga. Looks like Linger's right up on the back of Stino, so Linger be getting past Blank File in 5th and taking that spot for 4th place. Blank File, no slow coach there, you can see him just in the background. Doesn't look like he's had a bit of a slower lap time that though, that lap round. As we see Linger going round again, so 3 or 4 laps, just pushing a little bit too much for Linger, and that car's going round on him. So I think patience is the key for Linger Bazinga in this race. We've got Murphy right coming up to the back of Giacomo, so that means Jack Dementa has got him past Murphy at some point. So that looks like a unreported spin there from Murphy. But he's certainly right up to the back of Jack now. 8th and 9th, I think they came into this race in 9th and 10th, so can't separate these two at the moment in the championship. All on track it looks like. So the Toyota looks like it does have more speed through that section, but not as much as Jack would have hoped. Normally got a long set of legs on it, that Toyota. Murphy seems to have tweaked around with some air, or he's found a magic button in that Mercedes, and he's right up on the back end of Jack. So like I said, this is currently the battle for 8th place. We'll stick with this as he goes side by side. Jack just fending Murphy off here. Murphy getting a slightly better line through that chicane, or hoping to get a catapult through the back section. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a manoeuvre here. He's going to follow him behind, he is. So that's following through into the S section. Will perform better here in these tight corners as he goes just past Jack there. He comes through on the inside of the second part of the S's. And the guys all try to cut that corner a little bit there, but Jack getting the better of him. He's going to try and come through on the inside. He's all the power down. These bank corners the Toyota struggles with. The Jack looks like he lifts there. Again, he's in on the inside for the corner, but not enough to try and make Murphy really take a different line. Murphy covering the inside and power down. So with the Toyota have the legs here as they come through onto lap, I believe this is lap 15, and Murphy got squirrely there and going around himself. So again, that bank section really struggling. The guy's really struggling coming off that section. He's got Jack Dementa's coming into the pit, and Dirt Digger, I think it is, and potentially contact there as we can see a little bit of a scuffing up on the front end of panels as we see Jack just coming out the pits there. So Jack in and out, looks like he's repaired whatever damage he needed to. He's straight back out again. Jelmer and Merlin coming in the pits. So 2 other petters now. Doesn't look like that's damage related. That looks like it potentially just his tyres. So maybe a little bit of damage just starting the influx of drivers going now into the pits. Potentially for tyres as Merlin gets away. And both these guys diving into the pit lanes. That's a crazy entrance to the pit lane. Almost an accident there. Not quite track limits breached, and there is an accident there. So Immortalis really not going for the brakes there. That could be potential damage. That may well go to the stewards. That's going to be the first one so far this season of a stewards inquiry in the pit lane. And looks like Linga Bazinga potentially maybe even went for the wrong pit box there. I think he did. So maybe it wasn't Immortalis coming into that section too fast, but more a bit of a lackadaisical approach for Linga Bazinga there, which it might explain it. Battle still going on even towards the back of our grid here with just over 10 minutes left in this race. Javalava coming through the last turn now. Looks like he's keeping it together there, so we know the Toyotas can struggle through that turn there. Just coming up onto the back of Destroyer. Both these guys put in similar lap times in the previous lap, but 122 and 123 in that lap just there. Oh, and lo and behold, watching 7 minutes left, and there's another battle out on track between Merlin and Jelmer. So Merlin and Jelmer really making the most of this action, putting some great battles in today here. Merlin getting the better of Jelmer at this stage, but it looks like Jelmer's catching back up towards the latter parts of this race. Again, you don't quite know what the pit strategies the guys have selected. Just one minor change in one of the tyre pressures compared to no change from the guy in front who's in a similar car can make a world of difference. Still on board with the battle for 6th place here. Merlin, the green and gold livery in front, white and yellow livery from Jelmer in the background, the motor ring one. Both with the distinctive red wing rose on here. Both of them are obviously fashion victims in the GT1s. Mercedes being the most popular choice here. Jelmer getting right up to the back of him now. So definitely getting the benefit of that draft Destroyer in the pits that we saw just coming through there. But sticking on board here with the Jelmer and Merlin. Merlin got the inside line. It looks like he's got his nose just in front as well. Yep, Jelmer just backing off there to try and get the cut back. Not able to get the power down off the initial run through. Not enough of the track there to really get the car to open up. But there is just here coming into this what is really a triple right hand corner. And Jelmer hoping to get the run there. Does take a slightly better entrance to it, more speed, but not able to get the line due to that. That might be track limits breach there from Jelmer, just as we see him going into that. 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes left of our session here, as Jelmer puts a great manoeuvre down the inside, heavy in the braking zone, and he's managed to get through into 6th spot now. His lap times were suggesting that he was actually pushing for that, and I think that might be it for Jelmer. I think he might have done the hard work now just to get him into 6th spot. I think he's going to keep that now. And Linga Bazinga not having the best start to this race, but I think the speed and quality that our champion of the GT1's got has just shone through here again at Indy Road Course. So he doesn't even need a good start to the race. He just needs a decent run. He needs to get his head down, let the nerves stop bothering him. I think that's what was really the upset at the beginning. It was nothing more than just a few start of the race jitters. So that is Linga Bazinga for the win as he comes across the line. Blankfire will come just behind him in second, as we saw Snell and Bongo there just getting across the line as well. So that is it from us on the GT1 race at Indianapolis. Don't forget to join us for our race in the GTE Championship at 8 PM Eastern Standard Time on Friday night or Saturday morning. At 1 AM it is in the UK time. Tune in to Flux Motorsport TV for all that action. But from your host Lecky 2000 tonight, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks very much for joining us, and we hope to bring you just the same amount of action again next week. But until then, we'll see you next time. Thanks very much.